Hello Leo, thank you so much for tuning in for the May of 2022 Taroscope. My name is Vickieverlie and you can find me at vickieverlie.com. Please don't be fooled by these imposters, okay? This is my website. If they're directing you anywhere else, then they're imposters and they're trying to swindle you. Okay, so this is, we're going to do the first portion of the reading with the Rock and Roll Tarot deck, a Celtic cross. This is my own creation. You can find out information below. The next portion of the reading, we're going to use the Hanson Roberts deck. And then if you are a patron, no, everybody's going to get an animal totem card too. I'm trying to keep all these decks straight. And that's from the Beast Mistress Animal Oracle cards. Now, if you're a level 2 Patreon supporter, there's going to be 4 more clarifiers pulled. And this month's deck we're using is going to be the Light Seer Tarot. Alright, so we're into eclipse season and it's going to affect everybody. It doesn't matter that you're not directly involved in it. You will be affected by it. Now, you are Leo, so here's you over here, and you're part of the fixed square. So we have the fixed square consists of Leo and Aquarius, and then Taurus and Scorpio. So the eclipses are happening in Taurus and Scorpio. So you are going to be affected by it as a square. And it'll affect you depending on where it is in your actual chart. I'm actually offering that eclipse reading if you wanted me to really dive in and look at your chart. But for now, let's just know that you're part of this cross, this fixed cross, okay? So that means that these eclipses are creating a square to you. So a square creates friction, I should say, and but you have to remember that the eclipses are involving with the nodes. So what that means is you're being called into your destiny. You're being called into your higher path in life. So if you've been trucking along here on the wrong path, you encounter this square that can force you to make a change either way. But it's always going to be for your highest good. It's never a bad thing. One more thing I wanted to mention before I put the astrology portion away. We have another big event astrology-wise this month is that Jupiter, the planet of good luck, fortune, and abundance, is moving from Pisces into Aries. And that's a beautiful trine in the fire energy for you. Aries is a fire sign and you are a fire sign. So this could be really lucky and really beneficial for you in creating your reality or anything you're trying to do in life. If you want to learn a little more about astrology too, I do have that astrology little class. You can find that below or on my website. Let's get into your reading, and we're going to shuffle up for our Leo friends and do the initial Celtic cross. My dog's crying about, shh, settle down, doing the reading. Go lay down. Go lay down. Okay, so I'm going to do the first Celtic cross. Now, in these cards, and really with all the decks I'm going to use today, if anything particular really stands out to you, like you see a color or a letter or a word, you've got to really pay attention to that, because that's the way that you can get a personal message out of this general reading. Take a closer look at it. See what it's trying to tell you. That's the way your guides can really communicate with you through this reading for the collective. Let me get this straightened out a little. I'm going to zoom in a hair so you can see a little better, hopefully. How's that? Okay, it looks a little better. Okay, well, we opened the reading with this, this Five of Pentacles, which is so out of character for Leo, because Leo usually, this is feeling kind of down and out, not worthy, kind of rejected, dejected from society. And usually Leos, you are so up and lively. You have the great personality, great laughter. You're not a wallflower usually, but it looks like something may have went down here. This is that something was taken away from you, and it kind of put you, knocked you off your base a little. It knocked you fell a little bit off your base. It's only a temporary setback, Leo. Nobody can keep a Leo down for long, because you guys, I'm hearing you have gumption. And that's definitely coming through from the guides, because I don't use words like gumption. But it's apropos, nonetheless. You do have gumption, Leo. You absolutely do. Star and Spirit is here, so Star and Spirit is involved. And what I was just talking about with that square energy, and you have not only Star, but you also have the Judgment card. These are both cards of higher force energy, spirit, angels, higher self, intervening, coming through to point you in the right direction. So it's all meant to be. You are not potentially maybe knocked off your path in order to, I'm sorry, this dog is whining, and I'm not sure why. If there's something there, get it. Otherwise, lay down and be quiet. I gotta do the reading. Sometimes it scares me if he's whining. Is there like a mouse in the house or something? I haven't seen any in a really long time, but I did have some. Well, I saw one a while back, and every time anything's like that, I'm like, oh no, is it the mouse? You know, I wonder though, with the dog, he just walked out and left it now, the dog. He was crying all through the intro of your reading. Maybe, you know, it could be some of you have just been crying. I mean, maybe you have. Maybe I've been crying. Another thing that's reinforcing this is all for your highest good is because whatever went down here, the Wheel of Fortune is in the past, the recent past. It was for your highest good, for your highest destiny. It was aligning you with your highest destiny, and so therefore it's meant to be. This is you. This represents you. Now, there's no gender in these readings, so even if you're young, old, no matter what, this is representing you. Okay, fire sign energy. That's you in a nutshell, Leo. It could be another fire sign, which again would be the Leo, Aries, Sag, and it could even be talking about the time when Jupiter goes into Aries on the 10th, because at that point, on May 10th, we will still be in the Earth sign. The Sun will be in the Earth sign of Taurus. So maybe May 10th could be a key date. Wheel of Fortune is also number 10 in the tarot. So the 10th could be a very key day for you on or around that time frame. But there is help. You have what I want to say is about this King of Pentacles. Earth sign energy, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. We will be in the sign of Taurus for the majority of the month until we move on the 20th into Gemini. But what I want to say about this Taurus guy, it's funny I said Taurus guy, and I said guy too, but it could be anybody. It doesn't have to be a guy, quote unquote, and it doesn't have to be a Taurus. I like that whoever they are, I like that they're representing as a king. So a king is somebody further along on their path. Established really stands out to me. They're very established, and they're going to work with you. There's a relationship here. Of what magnitude, it's going to be different for everybody. But you have so many major arcana cards in here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, you know, more than half of the reading is major arcana card. This is fate intervening. I'm going to write that as your headline. I need to write it down, excuse me, because otherwise I won't remember. Fate intervening. Yeah, it looks really powerful. And then you have, right there behind you, the sun is shining right on you. I love this. I love this energy, because this is so like the sun not shining on, you know. I'm hearing that song. It's like the sun going down on me. What is that? Elton John, I think, right? When I do get the songs coming through, like I just did, that is also messages from Spirit. I find people don't like when I stop and look up the lyrics, so I'm not going to. But if anybody wants to look up the lyrics of that song and post it in the comments, definitely please do that. Remember, don't post a link in the comments on anywhere on YouTube because it won't ever see the light of day. I was going to say Neptune. What? YouTube automatically marks that as spam. But back to this. Not only is that sun shining down on you, the sun is your ruling, not planet, but your ruling luminary. You know, you're ruled by the sun in astrology. So this is your time. You know, this is that sun. You're making a comeback. You're coming back from the depths of possibly sorrow and depression. Maybe you were crying to going to be really happy. The final outcome is the Hermit. So the Hermit sometimes means you're going to be a hermit. I don't feel like you're going to be a hermit, Leo. You're feeling like your old gregarious self. You're right back in the mix over here. So I'm not feeling like you're going to be a hermit. But I feel like, in this case, how the Hermit's kind of looking down on this. It's kind of, and this is the final outcome. It's like, take time to reflect everything that you've been through. You know, take time to reflect this whole thing that went down, and your role in it is what the guys just came through with. Your role in it. So you had a part to play in this. They're coming through with in this fiasco. So okay. All right, let's move on to the next part of the reading. Now, in this portion of the reading, what I want to do is, we've already established your fire sign energy. So you're going to be represented by either the Knight of Rods, Queen, or King of Rods. Whoever shows up first That's going to be the card that represents you, and then we're going to look at what's surrounding you, all right? Now, if any of the other cards, I may not mention, probably I'm not going to mention a lot of the cards in this second portion. I'm going to concentrate on just the cards that surround you. But if any of the cards that fly out here, if it stands out to you or anything, definitely you can take that into account. I absolutely would, because this is a reading for the collective, so there's going to be cards, cards for everyone. That's what I just heard. And what they showed me when I heard that cards for everyone, I'm going to zoom out again a tinge so you can see better, is I saw like a carnival barker, like one of those guys that stands on the platforms at the carnival. Come, step right up, come on in. I heard cards for everyone. Oh, sometimes my guys are pretty funny. They come through with some funny stuff. Well, I mean, maybe somebody out here is going to join the carnival or attend a carnival and meet somebody, or who knows. It could be a lot of things, but that did come through. I'm putting everything upright. I'm having a little hard time. Everything seems to want to come out reversed. Let me just turn the deck upside down. Maybe that'll help, huh? Now, of course, now they all start going the other way. All right, here you are. You're showing up as the king. I like that you're showing up as the king, Leo. Because who's the king of the jungle? Leo. All right, let me put some cards below you. There's that sun again right next to you. Look at that. This is so crazy good. Crazy good, Leo. Okay, let's zoom in and move this up a hair. Alright, let's get you in frame here. So here you are. I'm mainly looking at just these cards kind of surrounding you right here. But I can't get over that here you are with the sun right next to you. And in the last reading too, you know, here you still have this, you have the sun right next to you, or the other part one of the reading, whatever you want to call it. So they're really driving that emphasis home. And I liked also that you show up as the king. Because you're not a page, you're not a knight, you're not a queen, you are the king. You are the ruler of your own domain, and you've come so far. When you show up as a king, it says you've come so far in your evolutionary process. Also the fact that the judgment is right up above you. Because that talks about also paying, you know, you rising to a new level, paying off karmic debt and being in this new place. So you really can be moving into this awesome new place this month. There still is some cards of sorrow, and this same card again, the Seven of Swords, something being taken away from you. You have that twice. And then you have the Nine of Swords. So you're getting over something. There's something here. You know what I want to say to you, Leo? What goes around comes around. I might put that as your headline. That's coming through big time strong. I'm going to put that, what goes around comes around. Comes around, what goes around comes around. Who's that song? Is that Prince? Oh, maybe Lenny Kravitz. I think it's Lenny Kravitz. That song is coming through too, yeah. Rocco, it's enough with the crying. I'm doing the reading. Go lay down. Go on. Out. Alright, he's going. He's pissed. He banged down the door on his way out. Wow. These pets are a trip, aren't they? Anyways, let's get back to this. Yeah, so there's some kind of news coming, and it looks like it's some good news having to do with like some money stuff here. Really good news that could really put you at ease or make you feel like this in this Empress energy of, you know, being really relaxed and abundant and everything. It's pointing so hard at this Gemini card. Well, air sign card, which could be Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, any of the air signs. And you have another air sign energy right, you know, you're sandwiched in between these two air sign energies on bookends here. So there's a couple things going on this month with the Gemini energy. That's why I said Gemini. First off, the sun will enter Gemini on the 20th. That's one big thing. The second big thing is that we're going to have a full moon. Excuse me, I keep saying that, but it's the new moon. We're going to have a new moon in Gemini almost at the end of the month on the 30th. So the 20th, the sun goes into Gemini. The 30th, we have the new moon in Gemini. So it could be something on or around this place. What goes around comes around. Justice will be done. And for some of you, it might be some kind of legal contract or something along those lines. Legal stuff going on. But I feel mostly it's karmic. It's karmatic justice. Somebody somebody did something, you know, unscrupulous is what they're saying. They have no scruples. Oh, I gotta take a break because I'm about to go off on this really silly tangent here. I'm gonna slow down, get back in the zone. But anyways, my guys are really coming through with a bunch of, they're kind of jokesters. Anyway, so, but I feel like this is a karmic thing. And that's not surprising, again, with the nodes squaring up with your, and the eclipses, both eclipses are squaring Leo, both of them. The first one is the first one is technically on April 30th, the very last day of April, but then it's going to go into the Scorpio one on the 16th. But they both square. They both are going to square up with you, you know, and that's could, you know, things could come to a head. Something could be eclipsed out of your life. But it's always going to be, you know, when this card shows up, it's always going to be because you're moving on. This card, it doesn't look the same in these two decks, but this is also the same card. Showed up in the first reading and showed up right by you in the second part of the reading. So you're definitely completing some kind of a karmic cycle. It's definitely time to move forward and move on. All right, let's grab this animal totem. Oh, you know, oh, there's a couple. One is stuck under. I have my paints over here because I was painting last night. I was hoping to paint again today, but I might not. I'm just going to take this one because it was stuck under the paint thing over there. I don't know how that happened. I have a little plastic container with some paints in it. So I'm going to take this one, and it's the armadillo, and I do think it's really perfect, right on for you guys, because, you know, when you're getting messed with by people, you got to put up your shielding. You know, you got to, and that's a lot of what the armadillo is about, is putting up that shielding. Let's read what I initially wrote. Self-protect, shielding, retreat. Dig deep to connect with the subconscious. Fill your lung with good, fresh air to aid in the buoyancy of your plans. Yeah, just, you know, breathe in the power of the sun energy. More than, like, this good, fresh air, I feel like you literally have to get out and bask in the sun, Leo, because that's your ruler. You have to get and feel that. And as in the northern hemisphere, you know, we're just coming out of winter, so we get that light deprivation, whatever it's called. There's some kind of word for it, that syndrome where you get depressed because of you don't have enough sunlight. So, and if anybody needs more sunlight, it's you, because that's your ruling planet. So get out there, bask in the sun, roll with the changes, because they are coming. They are coming, Leo. Just roll with them. It's going to put you in a position of power. I love that you're showing up right next to the magician. You're going to be more empowered. I keep hearing you're going to be in the driver's seat. I might put that down too. Driver's seat. Let me write that down. Okay. At any rate, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's going to be a huge month, everybody. And I have a quick announcement to make. My album is out. My very first solo album. I've been in so many bands and on so many recording projects, and this is my very first ever solo album. I released a couple of singles because that's what's recommended, you know, on all the sites and everything. But honestly, it's more like an old school album where you just listen to it all the way through. It's an album. It's not an album of singles. It's an instrumental and new age music. And of course, I called it low key, and that's a play on, you know, this is the lowest key on the piano. Ha ha ha. But it's also low key because it's really mellow. Because I play in rock bands and even metal bands, you know. But this is definitely really low key, instrumental, new age. I play it while I'm painting. It definitely has a vibe of lifting up into that creative energy, and I know a lot of you Leos are very creative, so give it a listen. I know there's inflation and gas prices. A lot of people are hurting for money, but this costs absolutely nothing to just go listen to it and add it to a playlist or add it to your liked songs, as well as other things that cost nothing are liking, sharing, subscribing on my videos. That all doesn't cost a thing and helps me out so much. I'm so grateful for those of you who do that on a regular basis. Thank you so much for your support. If you could also check out the different wares that I do have on my website, books and decks, and the decks that we've used here and everything else. So thank you for all of you that do that, and for those of you who don't forget about the eclipse reading too. If you want to see exactly where those intersections are hitting in your chart, then you may be interested in the eclipse reading. It'll only be available till the end of May. I also have the new Psychic Soulmate reading, which is a soulmate reading where I look at the past lives of two people together. I just started doing it, and I'm actually really enjoying it because I get bored. I want to change it up. I like to do different readings. Like I just changed this one around, doing the different cards. It's just something a little different, and I've had great feedback from those who have been ordering it. They really liked it a lot. Everybody is saying how great it is. So hopefully, if that kind of thing interests you, it's available as well. And I have other readings and different things on my website. So check it out if you're interested. It all goes to help support me and my channel here. Have the best month ever. Eclipse season's on. Expect changes, Leo. Till next time.